Hello there everybody, it is GMoney228 here and we're back for a golf club video. This is going to be a longer video. This one I'm going to take you guys through the steps I take while building a course and overall just how to be a little bit better at course designing. I had a small series for this but I didn't quite finish it. Now as you can see there are a lot of different places that we can use. The best one for our practice though would be links, countryside, or desert. We're going to use links because the links have water. So let's go ahead and go to there. And let's let this load up really quickly and see what we got. So right now we don't have a lot of water. We're going to want just a little bit more water here. Let me select the water. And here. And try to turn this up just a bit. And let's see what this gives us. A little bit more. Usually I like to go to max water, but I don't think I'm going to go all the way to max this time. I'm going to go to a lot, because it's a lot better when you have a lot of water. Trees aren't going to change anything. Hills, let's get a little bit, not lots, but a little bit more hills than normal. Alright, so that should be good enough. Let's go ahead and hit next, continue on. Now, you want to make this to 0 if you want to make a good course. You want to have the course holes at 0 and then set off. And let's just call this, I'll call it teaching course. There we go. Let's go ahead and get out here. It's very nice already. Alright, let's let this load up really quickly and then we can get immediately into building our first holes. Alright, so we're out here, we got everything that we can use now. Now let's go ahead and let's create holes, and we're going to start with our tee box. Now our tee box, let's see, let's go and mark up this first hole. I'm thinking of a hole going off to here, big dog leg around to here. So now it's going to generate you a hole off the bat. That's how this is always going to work. So I'm thinking right to there is 430 yards. So I think I'm going to make it go to here and then cut across to here. And keep this at a... right there should be fine. And now it's going to generate you a hole as I just said. Now, depending if you want to use this specific hole or not is all up to you guys. I typically don't like to choose to use these. If you don't, go ahead and hit the escape button. If you don't like the hole that's here, hit the escape button and hit escape again, and now you can edit your holes to how you want them to be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to edit holes, or actually not edit holes, yeah, edit holes, and I'm gonna select the sculpt land. Now that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and select that, and let's go ahead and select flatten. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and move up to here, and I'm gonna make sure I have my water how I want it, because as you can see it's kind of a little bit weird, kind of off. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to expand this pond. Now the best way to expand ponds that I found making rivers and such is what I'm doing right here. You're just clicking, slowly moving inland further, and you can go back further into the water and make it deeper and deeper and deeper. You can get it all the way to as deep as the center of this ocean out here, but I'm going to do it this way right here. I'm going to go ahead and flatten this one out because I don't want it to do this little bitty pond here. So let's go ahead and do that. Bring it back up to a normal level. Alright, so now that we have that, now I'm going to work on the fairway a little bit. Now, how you do the fairway here is you go ahead and go back, and at this point it should have your start distance and all that for the fairway. As you can see, you've got your end distance right here. Oops, hit the arrow button on accident. And go back over to there. This game's much harder to play with a keyboard, by the way, which is what I'm doing it with. Let's go ahead and select end distance right here. If I can get up there to it. Don't let me select it. Alright, so there we go, and I'm going to move this pretty much all the way out. Because of how this works, the arrow keys want to control stuff at the same time. So now, as you can see, it's disconnected from the green all the way. And let's go to start distance. Let's actually see if we can find us the hazard start the edge. This is what you want to find, the edge, and you want to make the edge, I believe, like that. Should do it. Yes, there we go. Now we have completely got rid of a lot of the width in the fairway. This has made the fairway a lot skinnier, a lot harder to play out. Let's go ahead and go to that width. There we go. This is what we wanted in the first place. We want width. Let's go back to width. And select width, and you want to make it, I went the wrong way. You want to make the fairway basically no fairway to be able to edit it. So that's what I'm going to do right here. It's going to take a second to load up. And boom. Now we have absolutely no fairway. This is exactly what we wanted. Now we're going to want to go to create add. And from here you want to go to create surfaces. And once you get to here, you want to select your fairway. This is how you can create your own custom fairways. Now, I'm going to go to one of the more basic ones. I think this one should do pretty well. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how to, yeah. I have to read the bar on the side to figure out how to do this completely. Alright, so we selected this fairway right here. I'm going to make this a small, kind of double fairway-ish type area. So I'm going to have my first bit of fairway going off over here and a little bit more kind of coming over here to this area. There we go, and let's go ahead and add one more right over here. Go over and select that. Let's go with a little bit of a different one. I know one of the really skinny ones because they don't look as good. This one right here, let's let's actually rotate it and have the shorter side on this end, and let's then kind of decrease the size a little bit, rotate a little bit more, right about there. That should be good. Alright, I'm going to drop that right there, and let's go ahead and let's try to add us a little bit of fairway kind of going off into here, because I think that'd be a nice one, because then you can actually go for the green. Let me actually very quickly add some fairway right over here and rotate this. One thing you guys want to avoid when building these is avoid using the same type of fairway every single time. That is one big thing, because sometimes you can kind of tell a pattern. A lot of times you can't, though. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're working with this. I'm going to use this one. Let me actually rotate it all the way around right to there. That should work out pretty well. It actually fits right there very well. And boom, we have that. As you can see, quite a good landing ground right here. Now we're going to go up to the green up here. And one thing you want to avoid with your green is sometimes these greens love to get very tall. I don't know what causes it, but they love to get very tall for some reason. It's something that you really have to avoid. And one big thing when you're doing stuff with greens is a lot of times you want to select your green randomized. I'm going to come back up here and work with it in just a minute. I just want to finish up the rest of our fairway stuff here. So I'm going to select this fairway right here, and I'm going to work with this in just a bit. I don't want it that large. I'm going to rotate it just a bit. And I think I'm going to make it kind of come over and around here a little bit. I think that would look pretty good. Go ahead and rotate that. Make that quite a bit smaller. Not that small. Let's rotate it just a little bit more. Put it right there. And we're going to put this one right over here. And then we're probably going to put a bunker. We might have to raise the ground. This is something that you'll run into quite a bit when working with stuff like this. As you can see, it's too low right here. I'm going to have to raise the ground up if I want to continue to do this. And I'm going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and go back to edit hole. Not edit hole, yes, edit holes. And we want to go ahead and find our sculpt land. Right there, sculpt land. And with sculpt land, we'll want to flatten again. Flatten is the only one that I found that works how you want it to be. Now we're going to go ahead and increase the size here, and we're going to try to flatten it all out to this right here. Alright. Wait for that to load, and I think that should be all I need right there. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the create add, and we're going to create some more surfaces, add some more fairways in. So let's go ahead and select fairway, And just kind of rotate this one a little bit more. Right about there should be good. We're going to add a little bit, kind of make a ball out here. It's not adding, actually, this time. That is something quite odd. This game has got some few glitches in them, not many, but this is one of the few that I've ever noticed. Alright, so with that plan failed, let's go into creating some bunkers. Bunkers are something that, with bunkers, you don't want to use just one type of bunker going through all your holes, because it's very easily noticeable if you do. One thing, you want to decide upon your course if you're going to have a course with bunkers in the fairway or bunkers away from the fairway. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go within the fairway because it's going to look really nice right here. Over here, I might actually go out, but for the most part, I'm going to make it a harder course, have them connecting. So let's go ahead and start with our one. This one, we're going to have a catch bunker to pretty much, it's a wider bunker, or not, yeah, it's a lot wider bunker, but not a lot longer bunker. It's to keep people from laying up, make people go for it, and when people go for it, they're going to end up in more bunkers. So we're going to have that one right here. And one big thing you'll want to do with bunkers is you'll want to always change your bunkers to make those random. Now, I'm going through the full process here. Some people won't do all this, but I'm going to. Now, you can also, one big thing about bunkers is you want to have kind of little cutouts. Now, this one, I'm going to have one for right there. Now, this should have a little small connection point right here. If not, I can still fix that. Yes, like that. As you can see, now this bunker is completely unrecognizable in the bunker menu. There's no bunker that looks like this one. So yeah, that's a big part when making your bunkers. You want them to look different. You don't want them to look like anyone else's bunkers. You don't want them to look like any more bunkers on your course either. That's another big thing. I think that's actually a bunker right there. Yeah, that's a generated bunker right there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and rotate. I'm going to put a bunker right here. And I'm going to try to line this area right here with bunkers, just to kind of make you a little bit scared to go for it, because we don't want people going for our greens all the time. Kind of defeats the purpose of having bunkers and death everywhere. Alright, we're not going to connect these bunkers. I'm going to put one right here, and I think I'm going to put one here, and that should be about it. So let's go ahead and go one more over, get this bunker, and let's put this one right here. I'm actually not going to spend a lot of time on these bunkers, because you already get the point of make sure your bunkers are connected with different types of bunkers. I'm going to put one longer one right out here, because at that point it kind of protects that area pretty well. The only problem is I have to find a bunker for that. It's a pretty typical bunker right back here. Then I'm going to use this one. So let's go ahead and expand the size quite a bit. And let's go ahead and turn it, not that way, I'm going to need to turn it this way. Right there. And boom, we put that there. Makes people instantly scared to go through here. Whoa! What just happened there? Wow. Did you guys see that? That's going to have to be fixed. We're going to have to go to edit holes, I believe. Yeah, it generated one of every single bunker in the course in the same area. Wow. Actually, no, it generated like 20 of the same bunker just randomly placed. That is unbelievable. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this right here. We're gonna have to delete some of these. Yeah, this is another problem with this game, with its random glitches all the time. The worst part is you have to manually fix these sometimes if you have a glitch like this. This isn't something that can be hit with an undo button. You have to sit here and manually fix all these. But I believe we were about 300 yards out right here anyway. Yeah, we're not going to drive to this point anyway right here, which is something that I kind of forgot to... See, look at that. You guys see this little bit of fairway right here? This is another glitch in the game. This is one reason why this game is partly unplayable and why I stopped playing it. Because generating courses is almost impossible if you want to edit them, because of what happens in this game. It's just crazy. I mean, look at this. Like, what is this? I mean, come on. Seriously, game. I mean, I love the idea of this game, but the glitches just kind of make it unplayable sometimes. See, is there even a whip? There, whip. See, it's stuff like that right there. Because every once in a while, stuff will just randomly generate for just absolutely no reason. I'm gonna have to go and see if I can find the bunkers. No, I can't find the bunkers. I'm gonna have to try to fly over here and see if I can do anything with these bunkers. I mean, this game can be unplayable at certain points. I could try to move all these, but as I said, that's gonna take way too long because there's like 60 bunkers right there. So let's go ahead and get up into green generation right here. So one big thing with greens is, of course, the size, the randomness. You can always randomize your green. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here. I'm going to randomize it. You can see there's a random button right here. And you can just kind of click on random until you get what you want. You can also change the amount of hazards. Like this one's already pretty high on hazards, so I'm going to leave it as is. And let's go ahead and see what green we got so far. Not a very interesting green. Let's go ahead and make this one interesting just to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and edit holes, and I'm going to go to sculpt land. Now this is something that you want to know. Let's go ahead and use the flatten tool again. The flatten tool is one of the best tools in this game for sure. Although it does kind of create some glitches every once in a while, it's definitely one of the best tools. Now I'm going to go ahead and select, I think I'm going to select this one right over, and that one's pretty interesting sometimes, but a lot of the times it can create some really weird stuff that can mess up a lot. Actually, I think I'm going to go with this one back over here. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. This one kind of gives me a little bit more of a kind of slope to it. Now I'm going to put that right there. Now the whole reason why I'm putting it right here is so I can add 2 different levels to this green. Now if I go ahead and hit escape on this and get that out of my way, I can see now the green is extremely sloped right here, all sloping down over to here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the flatten tool again. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to create this even flatter. So I'm going to go to a 100% flat tool, like one like this, and this is going to give us some areas to put our flag. Now I'm going to go and place this down, and now we're going to have a spot to put our flag over here. A lot of it's going to be a lot flatter, as you can see, but there is still this huge hill right here, which is going to create some big problems for some players. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of add a mid-slope over here. Kind of, not really to smooth it out. Whoop. Hit the Alt button. Alright. So let's go ahead and increase the size a little bit, and let's put that right there. Alrighty, now we have different slopes. Let's go ahead and put one more right here to kind of completely flatten out this place. Be careful with this flatten tool because it can make your greens 100% flat in an instant, and then you gotta kind of regenerate a whole new green. So now that we've got all that situated, let's go ahead and go to our flag. So this is one of the biggest points. You want to go to place flag right here. Select place flag, and as you can see, you have this little flag tool. Now, you want to put your flag in areas with at least I'd say put it in a 4-way meet of squares that are all 100% flat. That's the best way I found to do it. You can have a little bit of movement in them, but flat is the best way to go with when you're doing this. I'm going to put mine a little bit further up to the front, just so this bunker can guard it a little bit more. You want to have at least one diagonal square, or one total square in between you and the edge of the green. As you can see, every time I kind of take off, it'll sometimes aim it in different ways. Yeah. So that's just about what you want right there. So let's go ahead and finish up on our fairways up here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and sculpt some land again. Because sculpting land is the best thing to do. Nope, that's set par. Sculpt land. So we're going to go ahead and flatten a little bit more. And let's go ahead and see, we're going to select this tool right here, over here. Let's see, which one do we want to go with? We're going to have to go with one of these back here. I want a kind of normal tool, but with a little bit of curve to it. So let's just go with this one. Click the tool. Alright, and first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to rotate and increase the size. Now this is going to give us a landing area in front of the green for us to land into with our clubs, of course. So say you want to go for the green, you can land about right there. We're going to add another little ridge right here. And now we're going to go to our fairway tool. So let's go ahead and find our fairway tool. Go back to create, add, create surfaces, and select fairway. And let's see, I think I can make this one work right here. Let's not use that one. Let's actually use the same one that we used to build this in the first place, because I think that'd be the best decision. Alright, let's go and decrease the size, because you don't want these going up hills. You want the fairways to be something that you have to land in the center of the hill to hit, like what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and increase the size of this one, though, because this was a bigger area right here. And we're going to go and connect these two by using some simple rotation. And let's decrease the size just a bit. Right there. Now that is a nice little fairway you can hit. I'm going to go ahead and continue this down onto here. Use a bigger one. Just kind of course, have some more landing room in front to land on. So now we're going to go ahead and go into kind of beautifying up the hole a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and go over to our rough setting. Go and go to rough, and this is when you'll want to just get a tool and kind of cover the whole edges of the fairway, because as you can see right now it's just heavy rough right up to the fairway, and we don't want that. You want some rough just to kind of get some lean room to land into. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here, cover the edge of this fairway up, and rough. I'm also going to do it a little bit around the green because it needs some touching up too. Alright. And let's kind of cover this back area up a little bit. Let's increase the size so we can just get this done in one click. I'm going to decrease size and get this little spot right here. There we go. And now we just got to do some little fixing right here. And then we're going to go up and work on the green. Alright. That might get it all in one, actually. One click. Yep, got it all in one click. Alright, now we're going to go up to the green, and we're going to just fix this little area right over here. That's all we have left. Let's rotate that a little bit more. Alright, there we go. And we're going to add some rough around the green, preferably behind the green, just in case you hit it too far. You don't want to be in this stuff. You want to have a little bit of free room for your players to land in, so let's go ahead and do some of that. And that's going to add this little bit back here. As you can see, now we got a little bit of rough behind the green. So let's go ahead and test this hole right here. So we're going to go ahead and want to go to play, and we're just going to play course because we only have one hole. We'll play hole next time when we build our second hole, which is going to be a par 3. Alrighty now. So as you can see, pretty intimidating hole with those accidental bunkers that were made up there. Alright, so we definitely don't want to aim there. So let's go ahead and see what our driver can go up to. I'm not going to use a driver, but we're going to see what it can go up to. So right now with our driver, as you can see, we can't reach all the way to those bunkers. This probably should have been a par 5, but we're going to hit this anyway. So let's go ahead and go back and through. There we go. Pretty nice shot. A little bit off. This hill should be fine. Actually, the bunkers are possibly in play if you hit it. Not sure. Now, this big hill, however, is in play. I didn't rough up this spot right here, though. Bad for me. Alright, so 199 yards. Let's just go and get a safe little chip out of here first. I'm going to go ahead and do a flop. And let's see where that's going to land. It's going to land too far. I'll have to just kind of soften it up a little bit, hopefully. There we go. Yeah, this is another big thing that you have to focus on. You always have to practice play your holes, because now I can go through and I know that there's too much of a slope right around this area, which I'm going to work on the next hole because this one's already been destroyed completely. And that's just kind of hard for someone to fix. Alright, so let's go ahead and view. Now as you can see, I've got to land it right over this bunker and right on this little bottom ledge. Let's go ahead and go for that. Nice shot out of there. It's not going to make it there because of everything. And I did manage to land in this little spot of fairway up here. Alright. 22-yard shot. We got our lob wedge in hand. Let's go into a flop. And for par. Yes, 91% power. Just what we wanted. Now, as you can see, backspin, nice, complete flat area right here. And that means easy putts if the player is good. If the player is not good, it's going to have some hard times putting. So you have to be able to land them on the greens. If you don't land them on the greens, it's going to create some bad situations. Alright, so let's go ahead and create us one more hole here. Now this one I'm not going to go into the custom fairways, I'm just going to go into distances. Distances are a big part. So let's go ahead and add a hole, create, oh, nope, silly me, went to the wrong area, edit holes. Actually I'm having a little bit of a stupid moment here. Create holes, there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a simple little par 4, maybe 5, depending on how long it is. Yeah, it could be a 5. Let's go ahead and actually cut it probably right here. So we're going to have our landing area right about here, and then we're going to have it cut straight over to here. Simple, nice, short, sweet hole. As you can see, I'm not going to do much of the hole editing. I'm just going to go into distances and how to put your bunkers, where to place your bunkers, and all that. So as you can see, we've already got a lake here which is guarding the green. Now let's go ahead and see off to the left side of our screen, we can see the 2T and 2 pin. It's kind of hard to read, but as you can see, this is 300 yards right here where my mouse is aimed. If I went back to about right here, this is around where people would normally land, right in this area. There's already a bunker here, but it's a little bit short. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, if you're lazy, you can go into this menu up here and you can go and change it all to hazards higher and all that. But we're going to edit some bunkers, we're going to add some in ourselves because that's always the best way to do it. Let's go ahead and head in and create bunkers, and let's select our bunker that we want. Let's go with this simple little text bunker right here. It's probably the best one to use. Alright, I did not mean to spawn that one in there, but that is actually a very good placement for a bunker. I'm going to leave that one there because I don't really want to bother with deleting it. Alright, so let's go ahead and rotate this bunker, and I'm going to put this one right beside the water because that's a very important place to put them. And I'm basically going to make this entire area right here really scary to land into. I'm going to put one right here, a little bit long. And I'm going to put one back here short. And what you really want to do is you want to encourage that layup shot. This would be the layup shot in this hole. It's a long layup shot, but you have about 20 yards of landing room, or you can go for it. Now, I could raise this land out here, which I'd probably do in a normal course generation to have a nice layup spot, because you want people to lay up, you want people to have that 190-yard shot into the green. You don't want them to have the easy 100-yard shot, if you're aiming to make a hard course, of course. And you also, for those people trying to go for the green, you want to discourage them even more. So I'm going to go ahead and put a bunker over here. Now as you can see, if you're coming from the layup spot, the bunker's not much of a problem, but if you're over here somewhere, the bunker's going to be a lot more of a problem, a lot more in your way. And that also heavily relies on pin placement, which is something that I'm going to do. Now this entire green's kind of sloping off. I don't like that. I like my greens flat. So let's go ahead and make our greens flat. Flat greens are always better. And let's go ahead and... Where is the Sculpt Land tool? There we go. Best tool in the game, as I said. Alright, let's go ahead and flatten this a little bit of area over here. That looks nice. Let's go ahead and do that. And normally I'd also add some fairway right here to kind of give those people a little bit more landing room. You add some fairway right here, flatten this area out a little bit. Have it more encouraging for people to kind of lay up because then they have a safer spot to go. But as I said, it's a hard thing. You want to make people have to decide what they want to do. You don't want to just give it to them and say, oh, well, you got to go here. You want people to have to decide because it creates for a lot more diverse scores. It makes people have to come to the course, play it more, to figure out how to do it. It's very, very important that you do something like that. Let's go ahead and go to our place flag tool. Right here, place flag. So we can get our flag out. And let's place it right here. We're going to play this hole, and then I'm going to take you guys through one of the other courses I've made and kind of show that around a little bit and show how I made this course, or how I made the course, and how nice it looks and how a course really should be made. Alright, so we're going to play, and we're going to play hole. Play hole 2. Alright. So let's go ahead and look at our driver and see how far I've shot. Now, as I said, editing your holes is a big thing. 265 yards. If I'm correct, that is right in the bunker. Yes, and if you wanted to get over the bunker, it'd be a very hard shot. You'd have to land it literally right over here. Which is... And let's go ahead and go down a club, and if we go down a club, I can see a lot safer shot here. You can land in the safe area as long as you hit it straight, of course. Which I obviously did not do. Oh, didn't have all the power anyway. I need all the power. Alright, so let's go and see. Yeah, we got a fine shot here. Yeah, I forgot that I have to go all the way back on the mouse. With the controllers, it's a lot easier, but with the mouse is the only thing that it'll allow me to record with, so I have to deal with it. Alright, let's go ahead, and as you can see, coming off to the left over here, playing it safe away from the water is a hard thing to do. There's a lot more safety room over here, but now I gotta go over that bunker into the green, which is not something that you really want to do. Alright, that's not full power again. Love not getting full power. My mouse pad is very tiny though, so it's hard to deal with. Alright, 30-yard shot. Let's go ahead and go to a flop again. Those flops are the best. Alright, there we go. Not 100% straight, but straight enough to be there. Right by the hole. Backspin though. That backspin. See, as you can see, this area is very flat. You can deal with that a little bit more, kind of changing it around, making it more or less flat. And the only thing I didn't cover in this video right here is trees. Trees are something that you want to place at corners, cutting dog legs and stuff. You want to discourage people from cutting dog legs with trees. So that is one thing. So let's go ahead and exit. Save and exit. We're just going to exit. I'm not going to save this course because I have too many already. So let's go ahead and go to one of our better courses. Driving range is not a very good one. I think this one is pretty nice, if I remember correctly. Alright, yes, this is one of my more nice courses. We're going to go ahead and play through this entire course. So if you want to hear a little bit more into golf strategy and where to place your bunkers and stuff, then continue watching. If not, hope you guys enjoyed that little help. Hope you guys can make some better courses. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Alright, so for those of you that stayed, we're going to go ahead and play through this course. And what we're going to do through this course is I'm going to show you my bunker placement, my tree placements, my tee box placements, my green placements, my everything placement of how it is. So as you can see by this hole, I've got a layup area right short right here, and then I've got the go for it area down here. So the go for it area is kind of impossible to hit. Green has got a bunker behind the green, a big slope in front of the green to keep you away. 2 bunkers left, so you want to play it right side, but there's a safety kind of fairway area over here, so it's kind of safe to be over there, but you do not want to land this one short. So let's go ahead and look at this hole, and let's go ahead and go. I'm going to show you guys what a driver would look like on this hole. Alright, so this is what a driver would look like. As you can see, with a driver you can make it over, but it is a little more risky shot. Because if you play an iron, you have it's hard to miss with an iron. It's very safe. I'm going to go a driver and kind of show what would happen if you hit a driver. That was not full power, which, as I said earlier, is kind of because of my mouse, but it's might be safe. It's safe. It's got a tree in the way, but it's safe. Alright, so 100-yard shot. This is exactly one of the things I've kind of set it up for. It is plus, so I'm going to go ahead and go up a club. Now I'm going to have a risk at going over. I'm not sure how big of an effect this tree is going to have on me. Yeah. I guess I had a fairly big one, but most of that was because of the hook. I'm not the best at this with a mouse, but as I said, I can't record with anything else. So let's go ahead and go to a flop shot from down here. And flopper. Flopper on up. And the hill has got me. Exactly. And it pulls me right down next to that sand bunker. I haven't gone in the sand bunker because of the slope yet, but I know it is something that can happen. So let's go ahead and go up a club and chip up. Wow. Still didn't get up. Those slopes are some deadly stuff right there. Alright, let's... come on, baby. As you can see, very hard hole. As long as you can swing straight, you should be fine. Swing at 100% power and straight, which is something that pretty much everyone wants to do, but it's hard to do. Alright, next hole here, hole number 2. This one is a dog leg to the right, big dog leg to the right. A lot of safe landing area. Completely disregard the driver on this hole. There's no way you're going to hit it. Bunker to cut off your shot getting closer to the green. 2 bunkers to the right side, a bunker behind the green too. This is a very safe pin placement. If I put the pin on the right side of the green, it'd be a lot more dangerous. But over here on the left side of the hole, you can go off the edge down a big hill. So it is still kind of dangerous. See now, as you can see right here, I can play the safe shot, be safe this corner, but have a decent range shot into the green. But I can go over here, over this bunker, and try to place it in here, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it like a more dangerous player would. Now, that's a problem right there. That fade, but it is still in the red, so it is going to be fine. If it was out of the red, it'd be a big problem. Now, you can also increase the speed of your fairways and make that go off the green, but I'm not going to do that. Alright, so we got a 65-yard shot into the green here. Let's see.